Okay. What we have agreed upon to share are these. First, the current state of the sector. The national DRR, disaster risk and reduction management plan and frameworks are implemented. The early warning system are in place. Availability of connectivity and network. Existing mobile private network, training programs, and capacity building for communities. Okay, what has been discussed and agreed upon? There is limited connectivity, and because of the limited connectivity, we make use of AM and FM stations and even television stations to augment existing capabilities. Number two, adopt and sustain institutional frameworks, LGUs or local government units and local DRRM to oversee DRRM plans in their jurisdiction. Number three, sustain and improve communication lines, crucial from national to grassroots level. Number four, capacitate more LGUs to adopt DRRM practices from national and international DRRM agencies and framework. It said one of our session proposals is this, to provide facilities such as charging stations, because when there's a long long blackouts in certain areas due to electricity cut off due to strong typhoons, for instance, even if the NTC, which regularly sends text messages concerning disasters, some people will have no stock of charger batteries. If the barangays, for instance, have a charging station because they have generators to charge batteries, then the problem of not inaccessibility by some users of communication gadgets will be solved. Then we also added increased radio and network frequency increase. We propose that the DRRM, the NDRRM will ask the National Telecommunications for a reservation of frequencies for emergency broadcasts, or even for the use of mobile private networks for wireless telecommunications, so that whenever there's an immediate need for disseminating important information during disasters, the frequencies which has already been pre-licensed, then it could instantly be used. According to Engineer Richard Matias in one of his webinars, the MPN or mobile private networks could be a very great asset if the local governments provide for them, and it is stationed in their offices, so that whenever there's a need for that emergency communication system, then they will use it. So the adjunct activity for that is that whatever agency is most responsible for, they will already apply for frequencies, allotment of frequencies to be used to the NTC. Then number two, adapt and sustain institutional frameworks like LGUs and local DRRM to oversee DRRM plans in their jurisdiction. And I have read that already. So next slide. How Open RAN will help the sector. Open RAN and open networks to fuel transmission of disaster information and data. Improve connectivity for cost-effective and reliable wireless networks. Next, open line communication or ORAN can provide the line. Number three, data sharing and collaboration. Number four, educating the community about mitigation programs, for instance, through e-learning. leveraging on emerging technologies in environmental and resource monitoring, climate, such as climate resilience. Grab opportunities for information dissemination materials, not only focused on education, but also with other sectors. And last, setting up of open network architecture in areas with little or no internet connectivity. Immediate things to do in the next 6 months to 1 year are our action plan. Integration of Open RAN to facilitate rapid deployment of communication in remote or disaster-affected areas, supporting emergencies response teams with essential communication infrastructure. These are the details. Empower local communities to contribute to DRRM efforts effectively. Site surveying in areas in the country without radio access network. Open RAN later on. Data analytics or mapping ng status on areas affected. DOST to develop hardware/local resources for DRRM applications. The stakeholders or actors about disaster risk mitigation and management are Department of National Defense, Office of Civil Defense. It has the primary mission to administer comprehensive civil defense and DRRM program by providing leadership and development strategies. Next is the NDRRMC, oversees and works with group of various government, non-government, civil sector, and private sector, organizing for the implementation of RA 10121. This is responsible for ensuring the protection and welfare of the people during disasters or emergencies. I want to share that I had an experience of, our company had an experience of collaborating with the NDRRMC when after a strong typhoon in Legazpi City, we conducted a test broadcast. We brought a radio station in a box, in a suitcase, a 500-watt FM station, and then we installed it on the top of the police station in Legazpi, and when we conducted a post-disaster broadcast. And then because of that practice that we had, when the Yolanda typhoon had occurred in the Tacloban City, well, we were already prepared. We have already secured a frequency from the National Telecommunications Commission to be used at the Yolanda pandemic. And the broadcasters as well as the technicians were already trained for that emergency broadcast. And during our discussion in our subgroup, I shared to them that principle of using a portable FM station could be applied for mobile private networks. As I said, as Engineer Matias had shared to us in one of the seminars, these the mobile private networks, which could be funded by the local government units, would be very much useful in disseminating information regarding disasters and the like. Next, DOST, or Department of Science and Technology. Overall response. This is an agency which is responsible for overall responsible for disaster prevention and mitigation. This is also an end-to-end monitoring, forecasting, and early warning system to include PAGASA, PBOX, and formerly Project NOAA. The Project NOAA is called the Nationwide Operational Assessment of Hazards. Next, for the DILG, or the Department of Interior and Local Governments. This is overall responsible agency for disaster preparedness, strengthen partnership and coordination among all key players and stakeholders, equip communities with necessary skills and capability to cope. Next is the Department of Social Welfare and Development. It is overall responsible agency for disaster response, integrate and coordinate search, rescue, and retrieval capacity, provide temporary shelter and basic social services to affected population. And then last one is the NEDA, overall responsible agency for disaster rehabilitation and recovery, responsible for the assessment of damages, losses, and needs, make sure that economic activities are restored, if possible, strengthened or expanded. The timeline and estimated budget requirements. The pre-planning phase, conduct survey and data mapping. Next is the planning phase, consolidation of resources in areas of interest. For example, the Cordillera Administrative Region or CAR for landslide monitoring, Metro Manila for flooding. Next is the implementation phase, which consists of training and capacity building. For example, IORA and other partners and integrators in various sectors. And last one is evaluation and review. It is the impact of capacity building and technology proliferation.